7/16 for the intercooler connector, and we're going to go with same thing up here on the boot. These are spring-loaded clamps. Due for a new air filter anyway, huh? Oh, my turbo inlet clamp is loose. Look at that. Alright. So we've also got a vacuum line. Then pulling the green line out of here. Very careful with it. They're old and I hope not brittle. There, it pulled out just fine. Alright. Next I'll be pulling off the intercooler. I've got this clamp loosened up, so I'm going to put a screwdriver under here and work around to get the boot loose. There we go. It looks fairly easy. Yeah, that boot's loose. Okay, good. A little more. There we go. I'll clean that up. Alright, got 10 millimeter here. Looks like about an 8 millimeter there. And there's not one there. Okay. Alright, the second bolt for the clamp was a 13 millimeter. I had to get a little creative, put an extension on there so I could get it unscrewed. So two 13 millimeters on the bracket there, and then just unhooked the wiring harness that'll set up out of the way. The breather tube for the crankcase ventilation has a one-time use only connector. So what I'll be doing is replacing that with a regular hose clamp that'll fit around that, and so we're going to cut this off with just a regular pair of side cutters. Hopefully I can get enough leverage on here to do that. There we go. Yeah, Bennett loosened it enough anyway. Once I pull it off, I'll cut it. Alright, so that's loose enough to slide off anyway. We're going to use a screwdriver and pull that back, at least just make sure it's loose enough that it will pull back. Yeah, let's see what else I can do with it. Alright, it should be over. There we go. There we go. Well, I'll pull them both off. Oh, it didn't go over it yet. I do need to cut it off. Alright, it's loose, but not loose enough. Yeah, I can take that off. Need a little stubby Phillips. A little down pressure. I already loosened it up. It really wasn't that loose to begin with, so it was firm. I loosened it off camera. Alright. Oh yeah, those O-rings need to be replaced. Look at that. That's terrible. They're in pieces. So we'll be replacing those. And it looks like somebody in the past has gooped up around there. We'll clean that up. There's not much of O-rings left there. Alright, I'm going to take a minute and wipe off with some blue towels. Yeah, somebody's been squirting some RTV in there or something. There's a little pookie in there. Both sides. And those O-rings are kind of diamond shaped, kind of wedge shaped. Yeah, somebody put some silicone or something in there. Alright, pull that away. And of note, while I'm taking things off, I'm looking at where oil leaks might be. It looks like my high pressure oil pump line coming into this top rail. Heck, it may be going out of the rail, I don't know. But there is some fluid sitting on the back side of the harness. So I'm going to bet that I'm going to need to change some O-rings on my HPOP lines. at least for the oil rail side of it. I don't know that I'm leaking from the other side. I'll take a look with the flashlight. The other side looks clean when I was inspecting things before. Alright, I believe I need 13 millimeters for all of my bolts for the valve cover gasket. I've got to get a little creative with that back bolt. Alright, we're going in. Alright, way back here we got backside. Oh, I need a light. Well, just a moment for the light to adjust. Looking straight down. Alright, swivel or U-joint adapter is what's going to be required for getting the last bolt out of the valve cover. It's the bolt closest to the firewall. Alright, let's do it. Alright, here's going to be my first try for today. I've got the regular 3/8 socket driver, U-joint, and a 13 millimeter socket. We're going to try that and see if it works for getting this last bolt out of the valve cover. I believe it's on this edge. Yep, right there. Okay. I'll put the socket on first. And I may have to put an extension on here also. In fact, yes, I'm going to. Not only is it an extension, it's a wobble extension. I don't know if it's loose or not, I can't tell. It is loose. Taking the thrust away out by hand. Alright. Got it. Okay. All my bolts in order up here. Front, top side, back side, and then back. Alright, you're about to see this when I do. Except that I'm seeing it before. Inside of the valve cover looks good. Alright. 3 of these have a little shield on top. I wonder if some of these have been rebuilt in the past. I don't know. We got letter R with an AD 183 148 9C1. AD, so R, that one says B, and then RLL in the back. I'll take some stills of this before I take anything out. I'd say this looks pretty good, quite honestly. It looks better than I thought it would. I'm going to touch this top here. Alright, so we're going to be unhooking the wiring harness. We'll be taking off the glow plug connectors, and then the connectors for the injectors. We'll be unbolting the bottom bracket holder, and we'll be taking off this diverter, oil diverter for the output. I don't even know if you can see what I've got here. My shadow in the way. And then prying up each of the injectors. I'll be inspecting inside to see if it looks like there's any cracks. That'd be letting coolant into the, or fuel into the coolant. If there are, then I'll have to do some additional work with changing injector cups. Alright, I'm narrating for my own purposes here. Alright, in order from front of the engine towards firewall, wiring, we have to the injector, black and red. To this injector we have blue, black. To this injector we have green, black. And then against the firewall is yellow, black. Each of the glow plugs gets a white connector. Alright. I'm going to touch this for the first time. How the heck did I take those out before? Because it came out really easy before. Maybe it was like that. Okay. Get a incredibly easy. Clip up, harness out. Again, incredibly easy. Clip up, harness out, incredibly easy. Clip up, harness out. Okay. From other people's videos, I will not neglect to hook those back up. Alright, that's all 8 connections off. There we go. That wiring harness actually looks in good condition. I don't see any problems with it. I may reuse it. We'll get it cleaned up. Put it on here with a pile of other things. Alright, we use a 1/8 inch Allen wrench. Open the H-pop drain plug. I broke this loose a moment ago. It was snug. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it tight, but it was pretty snug. We've got 2 of them. one on the top side of the rail between the first two cylinders, one between the last two cylinders. Do not drop parts into your engine. Let's loosen this second one up here. Again, 1/8 inch Allen wrench. There we go. Broke it loose. Use the other end. It is draining out slowly, ever so slowly, like, I don't know, molasses or 40 weight in January. Oh, guess what month we're in? We're in January. Okay. This other one's a little tighter threaded. I'm going to keep these in order on my parts table so I know which one was front, which one was back. Alright, and oil comes draining out. So I'm going to let that drain for probably, I don't know, an hour. Longer, shorter, who knows. It's coming out pretty well though. Engine's at a slant, truck's at a slant. You want as much of that as possible to drain into the drain pan. Good volume coming out though. Alright, 5mm Allen wrench. I'm removing the oil return diverter bolt. Again, it was snug. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it tight, but it was snug. Alright, both were loose. Okay. Alright, next I'll be removing the lower hold down bracket. We're using an 8mm socket to remove the lower bolt, retaining bolt. Rinse and repeat as necessary. Break them loose first. And that last one I can't see. angle to set it on there. Alright, I'm going to put a paper towel here to protect my surface. We push up on this retainer so that the injector is clear, and we pop that injector straight up over that retainer. We pull it out, and we got some oil rail. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. Would be there be rust on an injector. There we go. Oh, now we know where all that oil is going to. Alright, so what I've done is use a piece of wood here. There's a pry bar leverage, otherwise it winds up going and hitting the turbo. There we go. Alright, we've got all the injectors out. We're looking into cylinder or injector cup number 1. I don't see any cracks, but I'm going to have to take some closer up high def photos and examine. I'll clean all this up. Alright, injector number 2. Well, second from the front anyway. Go number 3. And I can't see anything with my face, so I'm going to have to trust the I'm even pointing this in the right direction for number 4, which is actually number 8.